topic for today is file permissions and its management. Okay, believe you me, not all users that are actually on a particular web server should have the same direct access or permissions to all the files in the particular web server. So in an enterprise network or community, there should always be an avenue where permissions could be restricted to a particular group, and a particular group also might not be allowed access or permission to a particular directory or folder, and each individual or user should have its permission checked according to his or her security clearance within the enterprise landscape. Also, with that being said, so 99 to let's say 90% of the time, as a system administrator, you would be actually forced to restrict permissions to some to restrict permissions of some certain group of users, and you would find yourself using the command line interface to actually achieve this goal. So it's very paramount you get yourself abreast with these commands. Also, the first command is actually to list all the contents of our present directory in such a way to reveal its permissions. And on this permission section is divided into three sections. We can have the user section, we can have the group section, and we can have the other user section. So the permission given to this ZAN file is since it started with a dash, it actually means it's a file, not a directory. Like this started with a D, it actually shows the item. It's a directory, it's a folder. Also, the ZAN here is actually a file, and the user that creates this ZAN file actually has the permission to read from the file and also write from the file, which is write to the file, sorry, which is also a form of editing. So the group actually have the permission to read and to execute the file, and the group doesn't have the permission to actually edit the file, to make changes to the file. And that takes us to our last, which is the other user also has permission to read and execute the file. Also, with that being said, there's also a technique through which we can actually give permissions to a particular group. We can actually just manage the permissions that are being concerned with directories and files. So our next command is to change file ownership. So let's do sudo. Sorry, this mode is actually used to manage the permissions that are being associated to a file. Just like I said earlier, this section belongs to the user, while this section belongs to the group, while this other section belongs to other users. So this chmod command is being used to actually manage permissions. Like this full phrase of command here actually means this O stands for the other users, which is this particular section. So we would be actually adding the editing permission, which is the right permission. So we are actually changing the permissions of the other user with the right permission included. So we can go ahead. As you can see, the other users DW has been included. So the other user also can now actually edit this particular file. So we can also write in the chmod and also take it away. And you see it's gone. So you can virtually manage the permissions using this. You can also take away the right from the user, this particular section. So we want to take away the ability for the user to actually edit the file. So you can see the W is not here, W is gone. So you can go back to add. Our right permission has come back. So our next command here is to change ownership of the file, of a particular file. So first of all, let's actually review the list of our users. So we have Daddy as a user here. So let's actually change the ownership of this particular file, this particular directory, which is your template from Kali Linux user to the Daddy user. So template with a capital letter T. Let's go ahead and review. The template has been changed, so the new owner is now the Daddy user. Is the new owner of this. And you can also change the permission or change the ownership of a particular file to a group. But first of all, let's take a brief look at the groups that we have on our server. Okay, we have the Hausa group here. So let's go ahead to change this from Kali Linux to our group, so our Hausa group. So let's change the group. Can do organize. Let's see. It has been changed. The group has been changed. Okay, I guess this was a mistake. So we finally come to the end of file sharing and permissions. So I'll be seeing you in my next episode. Till then, stay tuned.